Hey, it's me, guys, your favorite storyteller. I am back for episode 11 and the blue door. Remember, I told you if you don't see the blue door, it's a duplicator because I'm the originator. That sounded good. All I needed was a beat. All right, guys, we are here for episode 11. So we left off in episode 10, and I believe it's 10, y'all. So if it ain't, that's my bad. Charge it to my heart, and charge it to my mind, and I'm a heart. Okay. So we left off with Nurse Holly, trying to. I'm sorry, allegedly, unpurposefully, kill me or unalive me, allegedly. Okay. Um, and so I told them she needs to get out my room and all that good stuff. Okay. So a couple of days go past. I'm still getting that same kind of care where all my stuff is, all my buttons is going off. Y'all, it got so bad till one night. And again, I'm maybe a week fresh out for my surgery. Yeah, and I still really didn't have no movement. My my right arm was even weaker than what it was. I still had a catheter on, but I had like an external catheter, but we ain't gonna get in all that. So, and so one night it was so bad, y'all, that they did not come in there and turn them things off. I could have been there on the floor, dead, a goner, stick a fork in me. I'm done. They never would have known. I got up because I couldn't take it no more. I got up on all fours. I got up on my knees and my hands because I was faced like this way in the bed. So say your head right here and your feet down there. But the monitors is right here. Okay. I got on all fours, turned around slowly on my knees using the handrails for my hands to turn me around. And I couldn't use this arm, so I had to use my left to figure out what to push to stop this machine. I was ready to just go back here and unplug everything. Okay, so finally it was something like look, silent button. So I pushed it. It went off, but like every 15 minutes it kept just coming back on. So after like the third time, I'm like, okay, I'm over this. Kyle, y'all need to, somebody needs to come in here and look at these machines. Nobody ever came in. Blase scoop, them type of nights. This one particular night, y'all, and again, Michael, I think they said you the only one that can deal with her, and that's who my nurse was basically the whole time I was there. Young man, okay, named Michael. But he understood the assignment, okay? He knew, regardless of, because by now I know they was back there talking about I'm disgruntled, I'm a black hostile woman. Yeah, I know, patient and all this. I know they was calling me names. But remember, I wasn't cussing him out not one time. Now, did I use hell? Did I use damn? Yeah. And you can say what you want to say. Yes, I love God and God loves me and I'm a minister. But one, you ain't supposed to put no man on no pedestal. But as well, you tell me how you would feel when you seen the evidence of how they were treating me with me shaking, and you tell me what kind of language that you would be using. So I thank God that that's all they got out of me, because I wasn't going to let them really get me out of character. They can't when the Christian's in me, but I am human. But anyway, back to the story. So, the woman, they did the warm handoff. Like I said, thank God Michael was around. They did the warm handoff. And it was one of my young Caucasian sisters, one of my white chocolate aunties, because my daughter's got a few of them, okay? She was one of them. Sweet, but she was older. Older. One of them, like, I know you on the end of your career, but she was still walking around doing what she needed to do. And guess what, y'all? Her name was So We. So We, okay? So, me and her immediately bond. She took the time to listen to me, made me feel like, I was more than a number or or a bed just taken up on the floor. And so she listened to me, and we both were on the same page about what my medication looked like when she was supposed to give it to me, and kind of what that looked like if she didn't give it to me. And she told me, well, yeah, they kind of filled me in about what happens when they don't get your medication. So I'm like, okay. So y'all, she came in and gave me my medication. You know, her shift started like at 8. So she came and gave my medication, 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock. I had some maybe do 11, and then 12, then 1. So then when my 2 o'clock dose came, and by that time, because I was still trying to not take my pain meds and see how long I can go, I was kind of pushing myself. Because also, I couldn't go to rehab if I was still taking any kind of medicines, whether it was pain medicine, whether it was Tylenol, ibuprofen, through intravenous, through my IV. Everything had to be oral in pill or pill gel form. So I was still trying to wean myself off of the intravenous medications that I was taking. And so 2 o'clock, I was kind of in pain because I had skipped like my PRN dose and was waiting to get my scheduling, just trying again. So, but let me say this first and foremost. Don't get on here talking crazy, talking about you gonna go to jail, that's illegal. Google it. It is not illegal. It is not illegal, okay, to record someone without their knowledge. Indiana is a one consent state, and it says, what you say? Okay. It says that you can record your physician or whatever, but they would recommend that you tell them for patient and a doctor, which kind of partnership or relationship. I understand that, and most of the time I agree with that. So if you're hearing me and you're listening to this story, I agree with that. If you're one that videotapes, whether you don't think it's, because you're at harm and that's just what you do, yeah, please let your people know, hey, do you mind if I record? This is why, whatever. But unlike me, we was way past that stage, and I didn't trust my doctors or nobody in that hospital at this point. Nah, we was recording, so I recorded them. Okay? So, it was about 2 o'clock in the morning. So, I called them at 2:05. I said, ma'am, and when she picked up the phone, it was nasty, y'all. Yes. Listen, I'm a lot of things, but a liar I ain't one, okay? She picked up that phone, and I could just see her saying, yes. That's how the picture was in my mind. That's how it was in my mind. Because that's, how when you talking on the phone to people, you can tell if they smiling, if they like got their lips turned up. You can tell if they paying attention even though they ain't silent. I got a friend that's real good with that one. Baby, we'll be on the phone. I'll be like, blase school, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. She'll be like, mm-hmm. I'll be like, you didn't even hear nothing I said because it wasn't a mm-hmm answer. But anywho, so she picked up the phone, y'all, and was like, hello? Oh, no, she said, yeah, can I help you? I'm sorry, y'all, I'm tripping. She scratched that. She picked up the phone and said, can I help you? Now, remember I told you, they already know who calling before, when you pick up the phone. Because they never ask you, what's your name, what's your room number, and we'll tell whoever XYZ to come in there. They don't do that because the lights know where it's lighting up. It knows where it's lighting. So it knows what patient and their name and who's in there. So keep that in mind, y'all. I promise you. I recorded them. I'm about to don't go nowhere. I keep telling y'all, don't go nowhere. Just go. By the time you let it out, I'll be back.